You know something about me? I don't have a title. I'm not the president of anything. You know, I don't call myself the president of it. You can't understand wild places unless you go there. Our brand speaks to elk hunters, you know, to the idea that you can be self-reliant and you can go out there and find one of those wild creatures in his own environment and outwit him and bring him home.
I get asked by a lot of people why I like to elk hunt. It's almost like an experience that you can't find anywhere else, but being able to insert yourself into their world is a very unique experience. How many people in the world would love to experience this and to see what goes on out here in nature? It's something that's been very valuable to myself and my family, and I hope that we can share it with future generations.
We're on day one, just getting ready to explore some new country for me. It's right where the Great Plains meet the mountains. Beautiful morning. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Classic satellite bull scenario right there. That bull would be relatively easy to cow call in, I bet.
That is so fun seeing those guys.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
That's actually great right there, that skyline one.
For many years, Eberlestock was just me answering the phone, me doing the shipping with my wife, and eventually, you know, I roped her into the business more fully, and so my wife and I have built this business between the two of us. As a business philosophy, I've always felt that we should keep it small and keep it a core group that works hard and understands what we're doing and what our mission is. It's a gas to be involved in that every day, to think of the things that we can do as a company to be better, and I think that spirit of competition drives us as well as our competitors.
Let's just go over there and close the distance. Just feel it out, huh?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, I think we're gonna have good wind. There's a bull right here. They're gonna come out here. They are.
You know, you put so much time and effort into hunting, and for me, anything that I do, I give it 100%. When I'm at home, I get out and hunt whenever I can, but I've been fortunate to set a week aside. And it's in a busy part of my racing season when we're traveling every week to another city across the U.S., but I block out that week. It's just that important to me to be able to do this, and it's something pretty cool.
You're gonna have to be high enough that you're catching this southeast wind. If you're too low in the creek, it's gonna blow it upstream. So we're gonna have to go, oh, there's a bull right there. Oh, that's nuts. That's a shooter. That's a big bull. There's another one right there. See him? Just sticking his head out where that one just ran out. Oh, yeah. No, that's a 6. It's a nice bull. That's a good bull. Okay, why don't you, once he's clear, you guys get right here.
The type of terrain and country that they live in is something pretty cool. And I think here near the Canadian border, northern Montana, they've got quite a unique ecosystem where the elk are thriving in this ecosystem. So it's pretty fun to watch.
I don't think we need to get aggressive on day one and blow him out of here and have to find him again, you know?
good wind. Put them to bed this morning. They're in a good spot. The wind's right.
It's a beautiful afternoon for going after him.
We got no complaints. Let's go up there and see what happens.
Okay. I grew up in McCall, Idaho, doing all kinds of skiing, and somewhere in the course of that, while I was in high school, I found the sport of biathlon, which is cross-country skiing combined with rifle marksmanship. I found it so interesting that I decided I wanted to pursue it. I worked a lot on my shooting and became a good shooter, which ended up with me being on the U.S. biathlon team for 8 years. I was at a place where I had this fantastic woodworking facility available to me during college, and decided I could make a better, stronger rifle stock. And in the course of that, I decided as an American wood, I'm also going to make it better and lighter, and because I realized that we could ski faster with a lighter rifle. And so the rifle work that I did actually ended up establishing the base rifle weight for the Olympic class biathlon rifle. The biathlon rifle work that I did inspired me with the confidence that I could work as a designer, and I had an early vision of an outdoor gear company built around the shooting sports. Didn't pursue it actively until about 2002 and 3. It was all ready to go. I just had to build it, and so we've been building Eberlestock ever since then, but focused on really practical equipment that functions well and works well and is reliable and that people can rely upon in a way that will make you perform better when you're in the field.
Dropped off the backside. It's a beautiful day, and tomorrow's another one. That's a big bull, man.
Laying down up there. I don't know if he's the big one.
It doesn't matter, because he's a big one. We gotta get around him somehow. Let's cut up that coulee right there.
Yeah.
And stick our heads up over that ridge.
And just kind of...
And get an assessment of what we got in front of us and see what the wind's doing there. Because let's just do that.
Yeah.
And then we may just lay low until something changes.
When we are successful, and I say we because it's a team, I'm just ecstatic. And when we're defeated as a team, and I feel the same way. I feel so bummed for us all. That's why I get so emotional about it. I love the thrill of victory, like they used to say, and I really dislike the agony of defeat.
I went over his back. This was a tough spot. I think we ought to slip up that draw.
Yeah.
Here they're coming up the draw, probably a mile away, this giant herd of elk, and it was a sight to be seen. In this situation, I wasn't thinking as much about the hunt as I just was enjoying the moment of seeing this many elk all together in one place. It was an incredible experience. Really, it's thanks to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation for protecting this kind of environment through conservation. And this type of experience that I have here, it's something that you can explain to people, but unless they can hear it and feel it for their own and insert themselves into that environment, it's something very difficult to explain.
We've walked a fair bit for about a half an hour, and now we can hear elk bugling. We're going to try to intercept them, and it's just great hearing elk bugling at dawn, and it looks like it's going to be a good morning for it. Oh yeah, I see it. I love it. I love seeing that. Right across the open bottom of the canyon from us is a nice big 300 plus glass herd ball. It's just a great morning and a neat elky spot. We'll move along quietly and see what happens. It was a good 300 plus bull and really beautiful to see him.
Yeah, he was gorgeous.
Yeah.
He just wanted to hit the bed this morning. He'd been up all night chasing his cows, and let's get out of here before the wind changes.
For me, it's being out in the mountains, having the quiet, having the beautiful scenery, and being there, as hard as it is to get up at daylight in the morning. It's incredible.
Right there.
Right here. We got a screamer right here.
Let's get in the timber.
Got good wind. Let's do it. There's the elk that went by. There's only a tiny fraction of what's coming. Just remember that. Now they're going up that ridge. There's no more coming up this thing. These are gone. It's just too thick in here. I couldn't tell the bulls. I couldn't tell the small bulls. It's just too thick. I couldn't get a shot.
It was probably the coolest, but yet one of the most frustrating elk hunting experiences I've ever been involved with. For me, the outdoors and sharing the outdoors is something that we have passed on to our children, and that I'm hoping that our children will pass on to their children and so forth. And whether you experience it through hunting, or whether it's hiking, or whether it's mountain biking in the mountains or skiing, I think it's something that's been very valuable to myself and my family, and I hope that we can share it with future generations.
For me, as a person of the West, I've always loved elk. Ever since I was a teenager, hearing a bull elk bugle on the rim of Hell's Canyon one night. My dad had this little PVC elk bugle that we used to use to call him, and having that thing come to us in the dark was one of the coolest things, and it just made this impression on me that stuck. You know, there's something about the call of an elk. Even a cow elk sounds unique, but a bull elk bugling is one of the coolest, most primeval sounds you can hear in nature, and I've always loved it.
We're gonna get up here to the junction of these two creeks, and then we're gonna work our way up this creek to where those elk cross this morning. Yeah. Hopefully that's where we get ambushed with them.
I also recognize that the Elk Foundation has done great work, and I think that the story of the Elk Foundation is marvelous. A bunch of loggers in Montana that decided they were going to do something to protect wild elk. You know, they're authentic American working class people. You know, their foresight set up an organization that 30 years ago saw the value of elk and habitat, advocating for elk as well as other wildlife, and for, you know, protecting habitat. And I think that voices like the Elk Foundations are so important in the world that we're in right now, because they're counterbalanced by people that aren't in favor of the things that most Americans are in favor of. The core, you know, rights as an American to keep and bear arms, and to, you know, I believe in self-reliance. And so, you know, to get out and take care of yourself and personally go and get an animal and bring it home and put it in your freezer, I wish more people could do that, because it's such a healthy experience.
Borrow a little bit of your makeup. I might not go as full bore as you go.
And I think the Elk Foundation is one of the best organizations at advocating that. And so as a company, you know, if I were to choose one place for us to align ourselves, it's the obvious place. I believe in its mission, and so for us to be able to do a really true, compelling, versatile, functional, comfortable, practical backpack, I saw that as a great thing to do. And then beyond that, it's a great fundraiser for the Elk Foundation. We send money from everyone that we send to the RMEF, and we're glad to do it. It's a great way for us to contribute to the mission of the organization.
Can't say for sure this is where they're coming, but if they do, it's pretty likely that it's going to be between me and the timber, where they'll clear the timber and head down into the grass. And we'll see what happens.
Neither of the guys killed a bull on this hunt, but as we pointed out before, that's just the way that it goes. I think it's pretty easy, however, to get their appreciation of the outdoors, the RMEF, and what it means to each of them. If you're not an RMEF member, you should be, because every day the Elk Foundation is working for the land and animals you enjoy. Visit rmef.org to learn more, and until next time, I'm Brandon Bates, reminding you that hunting is conservation.